Hello everybody and welcome back to another Evil Dead video here on my channel. So today this video is going to feature some tips and tricks for you when you are playing Evil Dead the game yourself. I thought this is a very good clip. I learned a lot from it myself, so I'm hoping you guys can learn a lot from it as well. Basically what not to do as a survivor, and also how that impacts the demon's gameplay. And then also, I was playing as the Puppeteer this match, so I'll give you kind of the lowdown on my tips and tricks when I play as the demon and my strategy going into it when I play as the Puppeteer. I love the Puppeteer class personally, it's very awesome. So, without further ado, we will just jump right into the clip and get going with it. Alright, so the first thing you'll notice that we're doing here is opening up the map. And all I was doing there was looking for where my spawn point was. So my spawn point was, where the marker was, but I was just looking to see, what direction the survivors might be. Typically, almost always actually, they spawn the furthest away. So if you spawn north like I did, they're gonna be south. It's much like Dead by Daylight, how you get a killer spawn, and then these survivors will spawn, the farthest away. Sometimes you're close, but they usually spawn away in the three, farthest corners away from you. Same concept here. Now, this video I wanted to put up mainly because of, not only do I win in the end, but I wanted to show you why I win. And it's not because I'm just super skilled, which by all means I am not. It's what the survivors do, and that is, I hate to say it, but that is why I win this game. So, this is a good training video, not only for me, but I hope it is for you guys as well, to show you, what not to do as a survivor. But anyways, let's just take a look and see what I'm doing right now. So after checking the map, you have a general idea, you put down a ping in the direction of where you think the survivors are. You can see it right there. You don't have to put it way down there. I just put it in the general direction, so I just know which way to to run after. So once you've done all this, you're just gonna want to go around and obviously collect those orbs. Now those orbs fill up your energy bar, and you use that energy to basically do everything that you can as a demon, whether that's possession, traps, creating fear, all of those things. Now, you can already tell that I'm level 5, and you're probably wondering, well, how the hell did you level up so fast? I'm having troubles leveling up. Well, a good way to level up at the beginning is not only collecting orbs, because orbs only level you up so much. Set traps. So I usually, right off the bat, no matter where my spawn is, I'll head to the closest, the dagger or the pages, and on my way there I'll start setting traps, and when I get there I'll set a bunch of traps, and you will level up fast. That's the best way to level up at the beginning, is setting traps. Trapping chests, scare traps, or trapping those trees. You can also possess the trees, but I found no point in doing that unless you want to time it somehow. But even then, the scare trap works just as well, just having the tree automatically hit someone when they come by. But if you want to do it manually, go right ahead. You can kind of make some plays with that. So, if you're kind of wondering, what should I upgrade first? It depends what your playstyle is, and I know that's a vague answer. It also depends, who you play as, which dictates your playstyle, right? So, if you're a warlord or a necromancer, your playstyle is going to be insanely different from a puppeteer, but on the general basis, demon gameplay is relatively the same. Set traps, scare the survivors, kill the survivors. Puppeteer is a master of possession, so you need to be possessing people in order to reach the full extent of their power. That's possessing the deadites themselves, becoming the boss, or possessing survivors. Now you'll see here that we have already found the survivors. One of them was not careful and was making noise already. So we just headed over here right away. We're already level 6. We have another level there that we can use, but as you can see, I'm kind of figuring this is the area that they're looking for the pages in. So I'm just gonna go around here, collect the orbs, set up traps, because they're just hanging out in the house, and as far as I can tell, there's only 2 of them. That is a terrible thing to do as a survivor. Do not split up. I like to think that that is the reason why I won this game, because it didn't happen once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. This happened an insane amount of times where they would just split up, and it was not working for them clearly. But when we get there, and I'll explain that to you guys and kind of narrate play by play what is going on. So we're going to continue setting up these traps. As you can tell there, Ash is coming back. He was by himself, but okay. There's 3 of them here now. Okay, so he's making his way over. We're chopping a chest here. I believe one of those, I don't know if they do 2 different things. I think they do. But one of those has the potential to do actual health damage. Because I had an instance where a survivor, I believe it was a Kelly, opened the chest with low health. And she got a hand or mini ashes on her, and she actually got downed from it. So those, I'm pretty sure, can actually down survivors. So keep that in mind. I will have to do some more research on like what each one does, but I can put that in another video. And if that's something you guys want to know, I will put that in another video, and we will explore that because I'm curious myself now that I'm talking about it. So as you can see there, we just used the R1 ability. Make sure you're utilizing that, especially playing as the Puppeteer, because of possession being so important. You want high fear levels, and if you haven't known already, you cannot possess a survivor unless their fear levels are in the red and up. So we don't have anyone red. Actually, as I said that, Kelly just got to red. Now things that will make survivors scared, hitting them with that R1 ability. It's kind of like a charge attack. If you're familiar with the Demogorgon's shred attack in Dead by Daylight, it's kind of like that. You gotta hold it, and you gotta like kind of pre-aim it, because if you don't pre-aim it and you miss, there's a bit of a cooldown there, and then you gotta wait like 90 seconds to use your ability again. So keep that in mind. If you're a professional Demogorgon player, you might be pretty good at that, at hitting that like 99% of the time. So we're gonna keep distracting them here, placing down traps, basic portals, until we keep leveling up. At level 10, you can get your boss. Now, that is a good point. As soon as you get to level 10, get the boss. I don't know if I do it in this game because I was preoccupied doing other things. But that's the thing as Demon, you will find yourself getting lost and doing other things when you should be doing other things, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes you can get down, kind of a lost wormhole in your head, and then you're like, oh shit, I don't have the boss yet, so I'll get that next level. And usually my first 5 levels or so look like putting the first 2 into the orbs, the Infernal Energy. I like to put one into traps, and then I get the basic portal, and then more into Infernal Energy. It just gives you a good start, right? Like if you can max out Infernal Energy right away, then you're going to be getting passive orbs onto your bar, right? You'll be getting passive energy, and you can obviously carry more energy with you, which you need to set traps. So you see there that I had her possessed, and she actually got downed when I unpossessed her. I'm not 100% sure why that happened. It could be because my deadites before, when I was possessing and attacking her, caused like a bleeding damage, and so when I came out of the possession, she actually had no health and she just went down right away. But anyways, she's down. I'm trying to get some more orbs so that I can put some deadites on top of her, because I see that I think that's Ash is coming over. So we want to try and trap her so that, yeah, we do have a trap there. We actually, so when he comes over, hopefully, he triggers that. But it won't matter because he's too late. She died. So they have to go pick up her thing there to revive her. So now it is effectively 3v1 already. So my bad, that was Kelly coming over. So Kelly's by herself. That guy's standing over there in the lights trying to get rid of his fear, which, okay, I'm a Puppeteer. They figured it out by now, so not terrible. You don't want your fear levels high because I will possess you. And that's my whole game plan, right? But he's over here now. So he's helping out Kelly, but I got my boss now. So, we are level 14 and we got the boss. So we are gonna do some damage here. There's just the two of them. Lord Arthur is nowhere to be seen. Take my word back, he is now here. So we got Kelly down, and now we're just trying to you know, do what a demon does. Cause mischief, mayhem, and damage, and just, you know, while our boss stays alive here and while we're able to possess him, because our bar is getting drained for every second that we play as the boss, right? Once it hits 0, or we run out of health, we get booted out. So, let's just keep going at it. Let's down her again. And, looks like yeah, so the one reason I like Aligos, so that's the boss that I'm playing as right now, and why he kind of took to my heart out of the 3 classes. I really like that ability right there. If someone is almost dead, or if they're trying to res someone, you just pop that circle one, you run up to them, lock onto them, like do like kind of like a stun attack on them, and you take like a decent chunk of health away. If there's a group of them, he has that like a shock attack, and it shocks all of them and it immobilizes all of them for like a temporary set amount of time, which is really nice. That was a good scare attack right there. So that was the R1 ability if you missed it. I scared all 3 of them with it, and as you can see, 2 of them are in the red right now. But we don't have much infernal energy, but we might try possession here, but I think we get kicked out right away because someone backs into me. Yeah. So with possession, if you want to play Puppeteer, you know, if you're, let's say you're eager to get into game but you wanted to watch a video to see what it's like first, and you're watching this video. If you want to try to Puppeteer, here are some things you should know. So when you're possessing someone, and let's just talk about possession because that's the Puppeteer's main focus. When you're possessing someone, or a deadite, or whatever, or even the boss, when you're the boss, your infernal energy bar at the bottom there will get drained for however long you stay as that possession. So you can see I possessed Kelly here. Now watch that red bar, it's going down, right? If I were to upgrade my possession, I'm pretty sure that goes down a bit slower, but your character gets more buffs basically if you upgrade possession. So that is a good thing to upgrade as demon if you are Puppeteer, is upgrading possession. You can do that really whenever you know, if you're having a string of a lot of possessions, it would be nice to have like a high level of possession by then. So we got someone bleeding out already, and we're gonna use the fear again. Bam, he's scared. Let's keep spawning things on him and just cause mayhem, right? And make sure, you know, you might think, why would you want to possess a basic unit, right? Like, that can't do much, right? That's what I thought when I first started playing. But as the Puppeteer, if you don't already know, your possessions, so possessing a basic, elite, the boss, or survivor, you get more health and damage. That's like his unique ability, let's call it, right? Now, if you play Dead by Daylight, you're familiar with that. Each character has their unique ability, right? It's essentially the same thing, except it's like a passive ability on the side. Now I ain't placing like traps like the Trapper or something like that. So that's kind of where he shines, right? Possessing anything that you can get your demon hands on. So keep that in mind if you want to play Puppeteer. It's all about possession. Possess whatever you can, and you will have a good game. You may not always win because, you know, the game does seem to be a bit more geared towards survivors winning, which I get, like I understand, and it's okay. It makes it fun to play as survivor for sure. Not that Demon isn't fun to play. Demon is a bloody good time, as many people caption it as a bloody good time, and that accurately describes it. Demon is a great time, and when you go into these matches, you need to go into them positively and just think like, okay, I'm here just to mess with these survivors. I may not win, maybe I'll get a few downs, a few kills, but it's gonna be a good time, because anytime that you get to control something so powerful and mess with other players, it's always a good time. So you can see here, it's just these two by themselves again for probably like the third time now. So we're gonna spawn in the boss. Two of them against the boss, man. Like, unless you're Henry the Red, which he's a pretty strong character, you know, you're pretty fucked. Like, there's no other word for it. So he's downed. Not even her heal ability will save herself, honestly. If she couldn't, you know, defend herself against two deadites with it and still have like no health. So we're just gonna go after her, get her down. Almost there. There we go. Two people bleeding out. So, where's Lord Arthur, you might ask? Well, he is by himself, but here he comes. So, I hope in watching this, you're learning both sides of the, you know, you're learning the survivor side and the demon side of things here. For demons, this is lovely. This is what you dream of in a game. For people to get separated just naturally on their own like this, and you can just pick them off one by one. Survivor, this is a living hell. This is a nightmare. I've been in games like this where, you know, I solo queue or whatever, right? And then I'm with 3 randoms. Beginning of the match, immediately, like 2 of them run off in opposite directions, and maybe one of them will like run off with them or like stay with me. But even then, that's 3 groups still. That's a 2, 1, and 1. Split up. The demon just needs to find even the 2 group, or the solos, pick them off. They're downed. Now we all have to converge back, rescue them, and hopefully they don't bleed out and die. And then we have to revive them, right? Or resurrect them, I guess. So, if you were to take anything away from Survivor gameplay, I'd say the main thing that's going to kill you, and the main thing that's going to prevent you from winning as a survivor, is not sticking with another survivor. Even, and I should put this out there, even just being with one other survivor helps a lot more than being by yourself. As this King Arthur is already running off by himself. Again, he's just in a hurry to get places, I guess. And, you know, as a survivor, you shouldn't be. You should be waiting, you know, even if your fear level's already down, wait for your friends. You know, let their fear levels come down, and when they're ready to go, you're ready to go. And you all travel as a team. Otherwise, you're gonna get a game like this where I'm able just to pick you off one by one, right? So, we are level 24 at this point. The survivors only have 13 minutes left, and they only found 2 pieces of the map. Typically, pieces of the map are found like, bam, right away, like the first few minutes of the game. And then, obviously, once you find those, you can go to either the dagger or the lost pages of the Necronomicon, right? So, they just found the 3rd page, but you can see here from the demon perspective, there is someone over there, someone over there. They're all in the same kind of area, but they are spread out. So this is like the 4th time that this has happened now. You know, they're kind of learning. They're like, okay, well, let's kind of stay together, but I'm gonna go loot this house while you're way over there on the other side of the village. So, and King Arthur's here by himself again at this shed. I believe in the short amount of time, though, that we do attack him, yeah, so his friends are already coming over here. So, they're learning a bit. They're learning, okay, we should probably stick together, because every time we've got, like, messed up, we've been by ourselves, right? And I will say, this Lord Arthur character, you know, he has a bad tendency to run off by himself. But he was actually kind of good. He wasn't bad. He was a decent player. These other 3, I'm not too sure. I'm not sure if they were, you know, new to the game or what, but it was a good match. I'm gonna post this, and not only that, not only because I won, but I wanted to post this mainly because of why I won. And that's immediately what I thought of when I won this game. I was like, holy crap, the only reason I won this game was because of what the survivors did do, or I guess didn't do. They did a lot of things wrong. They wasted way too much time in the beginning, and they split up. That's the other thing. They wasted a ton of time. 11 minutes left. I'm pretty sure the timer starts at like 30 minutes, so it's already been 20 minutes of them just running around aimlessly, not getting much done. Like, they just got the pages of the map put together. That's awful. They still have 10 minutes and 40 seconds now to get the dagger, as well as the pages for the Necronomicon. They are looking very rough shape right now, and I am feeling phenomenal right now. Level 25 demon, and look at again. Fear level on both of these. I was able to possess Ash. They're by themselves again. So let's take out this character right here. I always forget her name. I always want to call her Cheryl. And maybe I'm right. So we'll take her out. Bam. Done. And Ash is left there like, oh crap, I just did this to her. Now the other thing I will mention about possessing survivors is that if you probably saw it there when I swung and I did no damage to her. That was because she was in an animation for doing like a finisher move, or a special attack. So if a survivor is doing a finisher or a special attack on a unit, you kind of have to try and time it right. So like as soon as they're coming out of their animation, you're already swinging and you hit them at the right moment and you still do damage to them. Because if they're in that animation, you can shoot them, you can do a normal attack, a power attack, and it's not going to do any damage to them. So you got to time it right. Let them come out of the animation, hit them. That's how you do it. So you probably noticed in the woods there that Lord Arthur was already running by himself. These three decided to stick together. I'm going to leave Ash on the trap here, so then it spawns something in. That's something else you can do out of possession. If you notice you're running out of possession time, lead them to a trap and just unpossess them on top of the trap, and it'll trigger that trap as soon as the player comes back into control. So that's another little tip you can use as well. It slows them down even more, and it raises fear level when they trigger those traps, so good stuff. So we have Lord Arthur here running by himself. I'm going to summon the boss, but first we're going to put in basic portal units. These guys will act as a distraction. Now we will pop the boss, and let's just go kill him. He's by himself. I wanted to make sure we just got rid of him. He's like 700 meters away from his team right now. So it seemed like a good opportunity just to utilize the boss and really finish him off. Because he is a leader, he's in the leader class, so he's a bit of a stronger unit. So if it was a support character, I would have literally just used maybe the elite and the basic units and just swarmed them. And you probably would have downed them. So you kind of gotta play by who the character is and, you know, what you're gonna need to take them on. So Lord Arthur here, he's not looking great. I'm gonna use my immobilizing attack, use the shock attack, immobilize him again, downed. Now watch his name tag. Watch his name tag here. Disconnected. He rage quit. So that really hurts the team. Nobody likes someone who disconnects early. You see this all the time in Dead by Daylight. People leaving early because I can only assume they got frustrated, mad, left the game because they're not having a fun time, right? That's exactly what he did. I think he was, not only because I killed him there, but because I think he was frustrated with his teammates as well. But hey, you gotta work with your team if you're gonna make it anywheres, right? You probably also noticed there that all those fear bars are red right now. So all those traps I had set back there, they're going for the pages of the Necronomicon right now. They've been triggering all of those traps I had set before, and it raised all their fear levels. I don't think I really got to capitalize on that, because now I'm way over here, so I thought, well, let's set these traps up. We might as well, because they're, even if I run over there now, they're gonna get the pages no matter what. So it was kind of like a sacrifice, right? I had to sacrifice that for this. So let's trap the hell out of this place, and then we will head over there. So we're heading over there now. We've got that trapped decently enough, and by the time we get there, we can probably mess around with them a little bit before we're exorcised from the area. Now, if you haven't played as Demon yet, for the second stage here, for the lost pages or the dagger, when the survivors complete that and they come and hold with it, you will be removed from the area. So it'll just put you somewhere random. Sometimes it puts you really close to where you were, like literally like 50 meters or 50 yards away I've had, and sometimes it puts you like 500 yards away. So it depends. I don't know, but yeah, for both of those you will get exercised from the area, and then once they complete both of those, they have to banish the dark ones, which they don't even get to in this gameplay actually, so we won't even talk about that. So you can see when their fear level is high, they're highlighted in red. So that's a good, you can actually see them from quite far away too. There's upgrades for that as well, so you can see them from far further away. It's the demon vision. But it just lets you know, like, hey, you can possess this person, right? So, possess her, let's use up her ammo. So the main thing you want to do on a possession is use up ammunition. Guns are very good in this game. For crowd control, taking out deadites, taking out the boss even. If they have a legendary shotgun, your boss is going to get absolutely wrecked. So, take away their ammo. Melee attacks, they're good, but the ammo really helps a survivor, right? Especially if you're a hunter class, that's what they're geared towards, right? Especially people like, well, I would say Amanda, but she has the ability where she gets infinite rounds and just can shoot a bunch. But, taking away a hunter's ammunition is great. Taking away anybody's ammunition is great. So, a good person to possess, if you're looking, who should I possess? If someone has a handgun, not the revolver, because that thing shoots really slow, but if they have the handgun, and it does a decent amount of damage per pop, even the common one, possess them, and use up all of their ammo, because you can unload it really quick, and if you're able to hit like all 7 or 8 shots, or however many are in the magazine on a survivor, you can effectively down them with that handgun. It is very good. It's one of my favorite guns to spam when I possess someone. Same with the one rifle. You can almost spam it just as quick as well. So keep an eye out for that. Shotguns are good, but they're hard to use because in close quarters, you will find out for yourself when you're possessing. It's very hard to stay in possession when you're close quarters because they hit you and your bar drops so fast. So I prefer to go the long range route when I possess. So we're in the end game right now. We're just gonna go ahead and possess Kelly because we can. She has a gold shotgun, so we're gonna get some juicy damage off of this. Just watch this. Okay, boom, boom. We're wasting ammunition as well, which is great. And we're getting great shots off. Downed. Now it's just Ash in the car. Let's wait for him to get out. He's out. Let's chase him down. Downed. Now it's just Kelly. So, we've effectively won at this point. There's no way she's gonna win. There's 2 minutes left on the clock. They were all spread out. I have my boss. 2 of them are downed. She's not winning. They are not winning this. So you can effectively see in this video why they didn't win and why I won. I'm not necessarily a good demon player. I have my strategies. Sure, I won this game. But when you look at the way the survivors played, no wonder I won. My demon level by the end of that was like level 30, level 31, or some shit like that. Most of the times when I play, at the end of the game, I'm level 20 something. Level 25 maybe, around there. I almost had my levels all leveled up. I think the only one I had left was the demon one, and there was 2 upgrades left on it. Everything else was maxed out. Portals maxed out. Traps maxed out. The boss was maxed out. Ethereal energy maxed out. I was way too strong for them at that point. And that's the thing about leaving a game run so long as a survivor. The demon gets stronger for every second of gameplay that you're playing. You need to get those pages as fast as you can at the beginning of the game. Get the dagger, and then get the lost pages of the Necronomicon. Banish the dark ones, because if you don't get to that last stage, and the demon's already above level 20, it gets hard. It gets hard. So if you're to take anything away from, let's start with Survivor gameplay, main thing is stick together. Alright, we've seen what that does if you don't stick together. Watch that clock on the top. Okay? And with that, this goes hand in hand with that, get those first pages as fast as you can while sticking together, because you don't want to be trapped in the end game with like 3 minutes left. It's too nerve-wracking, and you might actually lose by running out of time. And that is the demon. So I was playing as the Puppeteer, as you know. If you're playing as Puppeteer, maximize your possessions, okay? You gotta be using the possessions. Play to your strengths. The Puppeteer's strength is possessing. Possessing the basic units, the elite units, or the survivors. Possess. Next thing you want to do in order to possess survivors, you need fear levels up. So place those traps, use your R1 ability, right? Do what you can, use those trees to raise up those fear levels. Splitting up survivors also creates fear levels. When someone's by themselves, they get more fear. When they're in the woods by themselves, their fear goes up very, very much. So keep that in mind. And they're not always going to split up naturally like they did in this game. Sometimes you gotta force them to split up. So use your basic portal units. Use traps. You know, sometimes someone will trigger a trap. 2 survivors will run over the help. The 4th guy will be like, they got it. I'm gonna go loot this house, right? That's when you follow that guy when he's by himself and you spawn a bunch of shit on him and you possess one of those deadites and you get a bunch of damage on him. So find ways to split up the group. And you've seen a couple of times when I used the boss, I didn't bring him in by himself. I'd bring in some units first as a distraction, bring the boss in second or third, and then that way some of them are distracted. I can pick off one of them, go to the next guy, pick them off, and work from there. But anyways, guys, that's my tips and tricks for this video. It's a bit of a mix between, you know, what not to do as Survivor, what to do as Survivor, but as well as Demon, what a good game will look like if Survivors aren't playing well. But even some tips and tricks to what to upgrade as Demon, how to go about playing as Demon, and just some little tricks for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a bit of a long one, 30 minutes or so. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. If you want to see more videos like this one, let me know in the comments, and I can definitely do some more varying ones, like for the Warlord or the Necromancer. So just let me know. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button and leave a like on the video. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video.